Hi, welcome to Matt's Garage. You read the title right. Today, I got trespassed. I'll tell you more about it. For those who aren't familiar, in the state of Washington, Governor Inslee put out a proclamation on Monday requiring masks in all indoor public spaces and for all state employees to be vaccinated or get fired and not be able to collect unemployment benefits. I found that to be a gross overreach of governmental power and decided personally to take a stand against it. So I haven't worn a mask all week. I've informed my employer and my clients that I'm not going to wear a mask. Most of them are very supportive. But this morning, my wife and I, Mrs. Matt's Garage, decided to go to breakfast at a place in Woodinville called the Rusty Pelican. And we walk in and they said, do you have a mask? And I informed them, and this is the speech I give anybody who asks. I'm engaging in civil disobedience in defense of our natural rights to breathe freely and the freedom of expression. I have a right to express myself through my facial expressions. And they said, that's great, can you put a mask on? Here's a mask. And I was like, I won't wear a mask. And they said, well, we can't serve you. I said, okay. I'm just gonna stand here for an hour, which is how long I would have been sitting here anyway, just to demonstrate how ridiculous this policy is. They're like, you're just gonna stand there? I said, yeah. And then the manager came over and said, you have to leave. And I said, look, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna stand here for an hour. I have a right to not wear a mask. I have a right to breathe freely. And they're like, well, we don't have to see you. I said, that's fine. I'm just gonna stand here. So I did this to I wanted just breakfast, but I've decided to take a stand and demonstrate how ridiculous this is. So here's a video of us about 20 minutes into standing there. And the audio's bad or whatever. I might just cut it short, but here we are. Hey, it's Sunday morning. We're at the Rusty Pelican. We've been waiting for 20 minutes because they won't seat us without a mask. I explained I won't wear a mask because it's against my natural rights and I have the freedom of expression. They said there's a mandate, they could lose $1 million. I said, look, I'm gonna stand here for an hour just to demonstrate how stupid this is. The customers are walking past me, I'm breathing freely, which we have a natural right to do. And instead of seating us and getting us sat in 2 seconds, I'm standing here without a mask in the lobby for an hour. And they ignored us. At one point, a woman walked in and they said, can you put a mask on? She's like, oh, I saw no masks. When she meant us, and the guy said, oh, they're not eating. And I turned around and said, well, we would eat, but you won't serve us. He's like, yeah, I heard you the first time. So, they were generally rude, and I don't blame them. Like, they deal with this all the time, right? And they're just trying to stay in business. But they're basically following an immoral order, in my opinion. Went through the protest, then the Woodinville police came. I love those guys. Woodinville cops are the best, so cool. A couple of them got shot at. One got shot. I think both got shot this year, and heartfelt feelings for them, and they both pulled through. One of them, the bullet got blocked by the cell phone. Anyway, so I'm a huge supporter of my local cops. Love those guys. So they come, sir, can you come outside? So I stay calm, very polite. Especially the cops. I was a little snippy with the restaurant, which I need to work on, but with the cops, I was very polite. And so we went outside and had a conversation. I explained to them what I was doing. They're like, okay, and I won't say what he said because I don't want, that was a private conversation, but let's just say they were very understanding. But he did say that I'm being trespassed, which is sort of unique here in Washington. It used to be if a business asked you to leave and you didn't, that would be trespassing. But now the first sort of instance of it, the cops, at least in this department, the cops basically come mediate a civil discussion. So he said, I am giving you a trespass on behalf of the business. So basically the police is acting on behalf of a private entity against a private person. And they've asked you not to come back in 12 months. So we talked about the ramifications. If I go back, it's a misdemeanor and all that, and that's it. So after that, we left and just went for a nice walk. This is video of me right afterwards. I'm a little nervous during this thing. It's kind of a unsettling thing, but this is us right afterwards in front of the restaurant. Okay, we're at the Rusty Pelican. We came for a breakfast, and they wouldn't serve us because we wouldn't wear a mask. So I informed them that I was just going to stand in the lobby. Sorry, my camera's a little shaky. I was just going to inform them that I was going to stand in the lobby with my wife, and we were going to stand there for an hour to demonstrate the stupidity of the law. We stood there, patrons came by us. For half an hour, basically, all of their customers were exposed to our breath. And then finally they called the police, loved the cops. We had a good conversation. So they trespassed me, and I asked a lot of questions and talked to them. It was very nice. I stayed very polite. I stayed very calm. And then he asked me for my name. And I said, well, since it's a civil private matter, am I required to give it to you? Like, am I committing a crime if I don't? And he said, no. So I didn't give him my name. Look, guys, I have a great career. I built this beautiful house. We're very lucky. We figured if we need to cash out our retirement, if I lose all my work and, we don't have any income, we'll do that just to survive for a couple of years rather than sell this house, which we poured our heart and soul into. And so we're taking the steps to stand up. And it's scary and it's not easy. And I hope, you're either watching this calling me an idiot who's trying to kill grandma, or you're inspired, or you're not sure, and all that's okay. But be civil. Don't call the restaurant. They're just doing their job. Don't torture me in the comments like that. You're not going to change my mind, But there's a whole fraction of us out there who agree with me, right? I don't want to cite science like from the left or the right, because you can pay a doctor to say anything. And politicians are inherently corruptible. That's why we have a constitution. Humans are corruptible, right? But if you just step back from the situation and look at the fact that we are free to respire, right? We are animals who need to breathe. Yes, can you breathe in a mask? Certainly. But it is restricted by definition. Otherwise, we wouldn't wear them, right? That's why I wear one when I'm grinding. And more importantly, we have a right to express ourselves. And facial expressions are a huge element of our expressions. Now, money is considered speech, right? How can facial expressions not be considered speech? It's not, it's not constitutional. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what a prosecutor says. I don't care what the government says. I don't care what my friends say. You have a right to express yourself, and you have a right to breathe freely. So go out there and do it. Meanwhile, I'm going to finish the wiring on the Scout. See you next time on Matt's Garage.